Good morning. I am not 100% prepared, and I guess you are not necessarily surprised. I'm not. So, still a little bit in the setting up stage, but I did not want to keep you waiting. So, welcome, and thank you very much for joining today. I have not even posted the link on Twitter. We will also do that in a second. But I think I need to put in the headphones, even if I do not put them on, so that you do not hear the music twice. That might be not beautiful. Hey, welcome, Drawing Theater. Hi. Thank you very much. I was thinking, I'm not drawing something, but you saw the slideshow, didn't you? Thank you very much for saying that. Hey, DM Sketching, welcome. Hey, Shakira, welcome. Welcome. Okay, let me quickly see, because I need to deactivate. Wait. Okay, I have to first adjust the camera so that it doesn't look. Okay, so I have to deactivate all the extra features of the camera, like auto white balance, autofocus, and change of the ISO settings and stuff, so that the time lapse afterwards does not look completely wonky and strange and everything is changing. So that I did not do. The software I'm using is always resetting that, so I have to do that every time. Okay, so I have paper, I have my model. You are seeing me, you are hearing something. I have my coffee. That's good. Okay, let me quickly post the link on Twitter. Okay, let me see, did that work? I think so, and because it would be a bit strange, let me check the link. You might hear the stream for a second. Well, yeah, but it is working. Okay. I will post the link also on my Discord, because it's kind of strange to not to do that. And then we are all set. You would think now that I really managed to do this regularly, already for a couple of weeks, I would be better at it and already done by the time I have to go live. Wouldn't you think that? Okay, I think we are set. Mark Bobbart, hey, hello, welcome to the stream. I am just about to start. Thank you very much for joining today. Okay, I have a bit of a strange mug. Does anybody remember Happy Tree Friends? Those cute little guys that were put through a lot of things. It's not really that family friendly, but I have one of the most harmless mugs of them, I think. Okay, today we are... I have not put in the right... That would have been a disaster for post... something, let me see. I have not changed the template. It's still our friend the Venom. Let me quickly change him and make him a bit smaller. And why is that? Oh, okay. Let me see. That is not good. That is really annoying. I have two monitors, and one is exactly 1080p as the resolution of the camera, as you see in the background. And when I go over the camera, you see my mouse. So I want to move it over there, but if I move it over there, not all of it is seen, and yeah, you don't have to care about that. Technical difficulties, I have to figure them out. But we're set, we can start, I think. Can we? Yes, I think we can. Okay, welcome again. I again still have my little measuring stick missing. I have no idea where that went to, but I have one more right here. Okay. Okay. You're doing James Bond today? That's nice. I am also thinking about other themes than superheroes right now, because there are still a lot of them left to draw, but you always have to look for the next thing to do, right? Okay, so let's see. As always, we define the size of the head pretty arbitrarily, because we can. But then something wrong with the camera again. Looks like something is wrong with the camera again. Dear camera, can you see everything? No, you cannot. Yeah. Okay, so you might from time to time see my mouse. I will try to keep that at a minimum. Still have to work on that. Hey Arcade, welcome. Okay, so somewhere there, and then we will start with the measuring. This is, by the way, the height where the hair starts, so not that we get any confusion about that. It's quite big hair, so we need a little bit until the ear, a little bit less than the height, and with a little bit I mean a lot. I'm destroying everything directly on the start. Why not? Had that moved? We don't know. We have to check. Okay, so somewhere in this area the ear is. I would just guess here, something like that. That will be enough, precise enough for how we continue. We'll see it a little bit better once we have a bit more of the details in. Okay. Yeah, I don't use a grid. I could actually use one, I could overlay one on screen so you don't see it, but I didn't do that either. That would actually be help. That could be an idea. On one of my screens you see just an overlaid grid. Could be a help. Then I prefer to measure with sticks in case, and not with building grid about around it. Don't know why. It's just how I work. By the way, the start of Yeah, that works pretty good. So this from chin to beginning of eyebrows is about the same as from here, if you look, see, from this side to beginning of here. So that we can also use. Just have to define where the eyebrows start. So it is a bit less than a third from upstairs. I'm using a lot of wrong something like that. So you see, 1, 2, 3. I'm using a lot of wrong words. I'm not natively English, and it feels like it's early. It's not that early actually anymore, but it feels like it's early. He's so clever. I sometimes think I'm clever, but I'm clever enough to know that I'm not clever, so... Okay, so this is the beginning of the eyebrow. You know what? I will put on my headphones so I also have the calming music you are hearing. Okay, so we have here the eyebrows, and this now is the beginning of the ear. So here, and this way you can either go with the with the what, how did you call it, the grid. Yeah, you can either go with the grid, or you can just search for all those similarities and stuff to get a couple of relationships as you think they should be, and then start drawing in the shape. For example, now that we know here are the eyebrows, so we have the area where the eyes are, about that. We have here the hair in addition. You cannot forget that there is still hair, so about this. So he has a his cheekbones are legendary, so they go far out, pretty far out. If I would draw someone like Thor, he's much more squared in the face, but I already drew Thor, so then we have the ears somewhere in relation here. We do not really see where it ends because of the hair. So we have something like this, and then the quite strong jawline. We'll optimize this a lot, so don't you worry. Somewhere the neck. Then we have up till here, we have defined that as the start of the hairline. And then we have the fuzzy hairline over here. A lot of hair that falls into the forehead, but we will do that later. So something like this. Okay, so we have, it looks pretty okay shape-wise for now, so we will look into where to put those pesky eyes and mouth and near nose. I need more coffee. I really need more coffee. I'm sorry. I already said hi, right? RK Arts? If not, hi and welcome to the stream. I gotta go do that, which watch the stream later. Okay. Okay. If you must. Shakira, if you have to leave me. Oh yes, I did, because there was the grid. I missed already a lot. Drink coffee first, will better. Yeah, it is almost gone. It is. I do not have much coffee left. Perhaps I will get another one. So most difficult to do outline. Always outlines this side. How to gonna be? Yeah, it is. I will change them when I start with with shading. There will be still changes left and right and everywhere. But yeah, it is one of the most difficult things, but also one of the most important things. And where I often fail. And normally when I have not restarted that many pictures from scratch, but it's normally because I did not take the time in the very beginning to find out where stuff like the eyes are lying. And in this case, for example, because of the tilt on the head, it's not that easy. For example, I think the left eye, his right eye, the left eye from our perspective, is almost exactly in the middle. Which is obviously not the case when you are looking straight into the camera. So it is actually pretty much exactly in the middle. So that also, of course, helps us again, because we can say the middle of the eye is about here. Now we only have to find out the height of the eye. And we already said the eyebrows are around here, so the eye is a little bit too low in that regard then, so we would place it around here. You only really see if it is positioned correctly if you have also decided on the other eye, and that is a bit easier because it almost ends here. We have a little bit of a distance. We already have defined the slope of the head there. Something like that. He looks very sad right now. Can you even see the lines? They are a bit light, but I think so. Outline designs how it's going to be exactly. So if they are wrong, it's completely off. I restarted my Black Panther because of those issues. It was really, really bad. It was a pretty solid try in general, but the eye was so wonky. I would just guess some of the lines right now, because yes, I have done this a couple of times, so I feel comfortable with guessing some of those and then checking afterwards if I got them right. It's all a matter of practice in the end. You learn how face works, don't you? You guys know that. What did you retract, DM? Did you flame me? Okay, so but I think in general I am okay with the proportions. So we will get them a little bit more we start a little bit more I'm sorry, I'm just concentrating. We will define the lines a little bit more because I think the position is right. So we have to get the feeling for the eyes correct. So this is So I always tend to draw the eyes a little bit too small. So that is one of the things where I am a bit sensitive now. And perhaps now in the first step they will be too big. So in the second step. The first step, I think they were already too small, so I'm trying to fix that. I think something like that. The picture is not perfect that I am working on. The details, especially in the eyes, they are a little smudged. Don't always have the best quality pictures to work with. There are surprisingly few high quality portrait shots of the superhero stars. Mistyped, okay. Don't worry too much about mistyping, as long as you're not swearing like a sailor. Yeah, I am a very instinctual drawer. I'm not that big in techniques. I probably should go out of my way to learn specific techniques a little bit more. That would probably help me, but I am more of an instinctual drawer. I did not really learn it. I'm not really a learned artist or something, so I like to just do stuff. I'm never really good in this practice stage, you know. Sitting around. For example, I taught myself to play a little bit of guitar, but there was a stage where I just did not. When you start learning the guitar, you start quite quickly with the first chords, and with a handful of chords you can already play songs. So as long as I was in that stage, I could motivate myself. But as soon as I started, as it started to get more complicated, singing at the same time, doing more complex chords, stuff like that, it got a bit difficult because you had to just do these sessions where you just shrum 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 shrum. Well, it just becomes quite monotone, where you cannot just play, and that sometimes I just like to just do stuff and learn on the job, you know. I'm totally unsure while I'm talking here. I'm totally unsure about my previous lines, proportions. No, I think this line is correct. We're all small ones, aren't we? So support each other. This will be an annoying one. I already feel it in my bones. Hey, Anai. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you very much for joining. It's very kind of you. Yeah, we are drawing, or we are still in the beginning stages, trying to draw Doctor Strange. He might be a bit of more of a challenge than some before, because he has this very characteristic face. I think Benedict Cumberbatch has one of the most recognizable faces. I just joked with a friend. She sent me a picture of Benedict Cumberbatch in with a complete mask. You could only see the eyes, but you directly saw that it was Benedict Cumberbatch. So yes, very recognizable. One of the most recognizable faces Hollywood has at the moment. So that means two things. Number one, he should have facial features that should make it comparatively easy to get him to look like himself. And that also means if you don't manage to do that, you have done something very wrong. You don't have an excuse for not making him look like himself, you know? I'm not sure if the nose is on the right position, to be honest. It somehow looks a bit wonky, but he has a strange nose. So I'm not sure yet. We will see. For me, this is the most difficult thing to draw, the nose. Yeah, it is because you do not have really lines that you can draw lines, but sometimes that's not what you should do, because a nose often is just a collection of shadows. I think the nostril is too high. Yeah, I think that is something that makes it a bit more wonky. In this case, we have lines. And those lines I try to define first. Like this one. You have a line here because there is a strong contrast between nose and cheeks. If you see a nose full frontal, you often do not have any lines. This is, for example, not really 100% a line. We will tone that down and work on it afterwards with shading to show it instead of a clear line, because I just draw it in because I wanted to make sure that the line meets at the correct place with the eye. Even if there will not be a line, but if there was a line, it should connect those 2 points, and I wanted to make sure about that. I don't know if that is understandable. So the same thing here. It's not really a line, but it is strong enough for me to draw it as one for now. I will try to let it drown later in the just like this line here, in the shading, so that there is not a 100% clear line anymore, but it is a shadow. I will move on though from the nose for now, because I want to first figure out all these relationships before I start shading, and then I probably, if my past streams are any kind of indication, I will probably go with the eyes first. Okay. I think it's pretty the position of the different elements of the face is pretty okay. I would just quickly sketch in some eyebrows, because they always also change the face. So something like this. And the beard will change the complete face, but I think he looks like a beardless Benedict Cumberbatch, kinda. So I think the proportions and everything is alright. We can go into the more interesting shading part now. Hey Lenny, welcome. How are you? I woke up late. That's good. That's good to hear. Okay, so I think we can start with a little bit of shading in the eyes. So we have the highlights. I will ignore them again because I am just now so comfortable with using the, not good, but comfortable, with using the gel pen that we will use that here also for the highlights. And the highlights again are very highlighty. They are very, very white and very defined, so perfect for the use of the gel pen. Eyes from this perspective are always a little bit tricky because the eyeball is bulging a bit more where the actual iris is sitting. It's not just round there, it is more like a bump. And with this perspective, look in that direction, you kind of see that bump, and that bump is also breaking the light a little bit differently, but we are not as close that is that big of an influence. Still, something to be considered. Because stuff like that can easily, people are not aware of those things sometimes, but they instinctually, they have seen so many eyes that they instinctually know that an eye is not completely round in that regard. And if you do not include that and do not account for that, that is, I think, the right word, people will not be able to tell you why it looks off, but they will be able to tell you that it looks off. Something like this. Benedict has such an interesting face. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Me too. Yeah, I already said that. I think he has one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. Hollywood. I mixed Hollywood with Halloween for some reason. Halloween's long over. In Hollywood right now. Doesn't he? Liana sent me a picture earlier with him disguised and only his eyes visible. You see it is Benedict Cumberbatch, so he would have been the worst spy. Everybody would be able to pick out his face in millions. So perfect for an actor, bad for a spy. Or even perfect for a spy because nobody would believe he would be a spy. You never know. Perhaps he is a spy. So I decided today between actually Doctor Strange or Peter Quill. I went with Doctor Strange for now because honestly I think it's the more interesting one. And I still have not forgiven Peter for his role in Infinity Wars. Praise and shine, welcome. Hey, welcome. Glad you can make it. How are you today? I am trying to draw Benedict Cumberbatch. We are still pretty much in the beginning stages. But as we just started with the shading, he should start to show his face now. Where is my pen eraser? I want my pen eraser. There it is. Let me check that it's not smudgy. Let me clean it. So, because there is this little nose that just bled out of the eye, that should not be there. Okay, better. Okay. Working on one of my drawings right now and it sucks. I know that feeling. And that feeling visits me always in between. There's always, for about all of the portraits, there is a point in time where I say, oh, this sucks. This is really bad. Perhaps I should start new. I have that with every single one of them. So, don't worry about it. It's kind of a sign that you are an artist, so... Struggling right now with this area. I'm very long already on this area because I do not have a lot of detail in the original that I'm working from. It's really not that detailed, but there's still a lot going on, so it's kind of messy in the photograph, and I try to understand it and to somehow rebuild it in a way that makes sense to the viewer. We'll see. We'll have to fit in with the rest. This looks a little bit like something is coming out of his eye. But well, this is one of the areas that suck right now. DM. Peter, what's up with that? I can tell you. Study Hacker, how are you coming live? Means by which app? I am using OMS with a name like Hacker. I will not tell you much more because you might want to try and hack me. But as everyone is using OMS more or less, I don't think I am telling you too much there. But I guess a real hacker that wanted to hack me would not call himself hacker, would they? I hope so. Please don't hack me. I'm just a small time channel that just wants to draw. you know. Okay, so as we've already said a couple of times, the nose is quite an interesting one for our friend here. So not that easy. It is kind of like a straightforward nose, but it is still very special. It is a bit different than your regular run-of-the-mill nose. Okay, so we have to commit here with the nose hole, the nostrils now. I don't feel like I want to, but I have to. Let me take it completely away and one more time try to check in with because at the position again it was just too high for me, I think. I think this is better. I think I overstated. In fear of understating the nose, I overstated it a little bit. I think this is better. Again, not really lines that we can work with. More of a shading area, so we cannot draw hard lines, but of course you always can use lines in the beginning and then shade around them, make them a bit less obvious so that it becomes more of the realistic feeling. If you are aiming for the realistic feeling. I most of the time am, so that's how I do it. If you want the more stylized approach, DM sketching here in chat, for example, goes a lot for the more stylized way, and then you sometimes just need those lines. To overstate it a little bit. And to find out which are those lines that are relevant enough in the face. While you're here, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. That helps with attracting even more viewers. Be very much appreciated. The thing is, it does not match his expression at all right now. He's a little bit of a cheeky guy in my version, and he is very, there's a lot of suspense in the original, so it does not match yet at all. I think it's the mouth though. We have not really worked on the mouth yet. We have kind of an intensity in the eye Of course, that still needs a lot around that eye to work with that, and also the eyebrows will give a little bit there. So I'm not worried about that yet, but it does not fit what we want, of course. But we are early, it's early. Chat isn't the same without her. I don't know. She was here in the very beginning and then said she had to leave and would watch it afterwards. So you can leave her a message and we can see in chat if she responds to that message. Then we know if she watched it. I'm not sure what she has to do, but it is evening where she lives, so. Yeah, it is. It's kind of the time where you know you can catch Chuck normally here in chat, but I don't have her under a contract, so I cannot force her to come. Okay, so I have to be careful. We have talked about those lines. In this case, the eye does not have everywhere those really hard dark lines. So we have to be careful not to overstate that also. There will be a lot shading going on there anyway. We have this dark kind of shadowy area over the eye that we need to consider kind of a line here, but they are not extremely visible dark lines. If I would go for kind of an overstatement, I would draw them as lines, but as we are going, if I would draw it, for example, like with the like I did with the Venom or the Jokers, which are more artistic, for lack of a better word, I would probably draw those more extreme. But with this a little bit more on the realistic side, I'm a bit more careful. Okay, I'm just a little bit concentrating right now, so I'm sorry for not looking at the chat. And now this is really, I should have drawn it also a little bit bigger to give me more room to maneuver, truth be told, as I'm drawing this quite small. Very careful to hit the lines where I want them, because this is also an area where I think he is has a specific look around his eyes, on his eyes. It has to be very peculiar, which we need to be careful to recreate, so we get that likeness. And truth be told, from the eyes, there is already a kind of likeness. I'd like to say so. You're the judge of that. But he kind of starts to look at us, doesn't he? Well, he does not look at us because it's not that kind of portrait, but yeah, you know what I mean. I need to drink something. Fondant art, yeah. I've not worked a lot with acrylic. I've tried from time to time, but I'm not a color person. I'm not that good with colors. If we're talking about bold colors, just outlines or something. I'm comfortable with that, very comfortable, no worries there. Not that big in very detailed colored portraits or something, though. Have to work on that. That's something that is limiting me a little bit. And yeah, your cakes are looking amazing, Lainey. You should do something on your... You have that gaming channel, but still you could do something like gaming cakes on there. I would watch that. I'm sure others would too. Phasmophoria Christmas cake. Happy Ghostly Christmas. Yeah, you can repost some of those cakes if you want to, Lainey. So they are not lost in the chat there. I could, if you do more of them, if you want to do more of them, I can also just open a food channel. If we get to see more of them. I could do. People love pictures of food, don't they? And posting what they eat. I could do that. So I'm all over the place at the moment still with this one. I usually am. I'm a little bit hesitant to commit to the darker areas, because once you do them, you can't take a step back. So as the more I start to shade in lightly and see how it all comes to work together, the more sure I am of the areas and the proportions to each other, you know. So that's why I'm jumping around a little bit, not really committing too much. Hello Benoit, welcome. Ich kann nicht allzu viel zwischen den Sprachen wechseln, weil ich nicht besonders viele deutschsprachige Teilnehmer habe. Ich hoffe, du verzeihst mir. because I want to talk. Yeah, talking. I think that's the big thing, right? For going with streaming sometimes, and less with the videos. I love the videos. I love to have time for creating those videos. I really love making them. But the good part with the streaming is you get to talk to the people. And I know some people, or I know that most people coming into a chat on a stream do not really talk. It's only a small fraction of people that come in that really talk with you. I could not do that. When I go into a stream, no matter what kind, I start to write and chat. Because that's why I chose a stream and not a video. There are a couple of streams I watch later. Offline. It's all online, but not live. But those are special cases. When I select a stream, I chat. I really like that part of being able to discuss with the one that is online and also with the others watching it. Again, I'm not sure about the nose. Did I make it now too low? I'm not sure. Hey Lee, welcome. I'm missing so much. I did not see you there for a second. Yeah. There is kindly. We should start a wiki or something where we put in all those relationships. That's quite the clan thing already going on in our community, isn't it? So many people with connections. Thinking about some redesign things, and also in that regard some changes to the Discord. I still have my gaming ground content in there, for example. I think I will leave that out in the future and just open it back up if I ever go and do gaming videos again. And I think I will also design an extra content creator role for friends that are content creators, so not everyone can come in and post links and stuff. Because once we got a little more people, I love how supportive the YouTube art community is. I have so many people. DM Sketching, you are amazing. Really providing a lot of support, and there are also others, of course, but it's also there are a lot of people who are just jumping into to advertise for themselves and stuff like that, and I think that's not nice. We try to help each other, but it doesn't have like to be like a hit and run or something. And I am afraid that if we get a little bigger, if our community gets a little bit more traction, that there will be a lot of people just jumping in and trying to profit off that. And then we will get flooded with advertisement. So I'm thinking about ways of handling that before it happens. That actually already is a lot more detailed, or in general more detailed than I anticipated doing it in the end. That nose has a lot of detail shading in there, which surprises myself. I do not have the autofocus on anymore, so you will probably not, I will not be able to show it to you closely. But perhaps you understand what I mean. It is quite detailed. Okay, I think we've reached a point where I can flip back to the eye and get that area a little bit more fleshed out. So I have to be careful around this area because this is very light, and I would want to have that in the almost white part. I know what, I will put highlights into the eyes because that always gives it a little pop. Right? We want a little pop. Okay, so let's see. We got the little speck of light here. We got a little speck of light here. It is not only on the black, but it goes into the other part of the eye because all in all the complete eye is glossy. So put that there. See, already looks a little bit more lively, or boy. Oh, Dr. Crow, welcome. A doctor's joining us, how fitting. Sorry for not seeing you earlier. Was there only 7 watching? This is awesome. Now it's 8. Thank you very much. Thank you for saying that. Because I don't know, this time is not a very good time slot, I get the feeling. But I got a couple of friends from Australia, for example. And if I would do it in, for me, an evening slot, for the one part, I have a chronic sickness we are treating right now. That means I am in the evening not really able to anyway. So this is my morning and lunch stream, more or less. And but it's not the best for my usual crowd sometimes. So that is one of the reasons. The other reasons, I am still a small creator. But we're working on it. You're funny guy sketch. Am I funny? I'm not sure. I would love you to open your gaming back up. Me too. But it probably would go more into the... I actually was thinking about, you know, how I did those reviews, and I still like my concept around the reviews. I was thinking about making a pretty simple... Or no, the approach would be elaborate, but it would mean less work for me afterwards. You know, a concept of streaming, just showing games I like, preparing it in beforehand, and just doing something like a live review. You know, so with all those sections, I have those sections like technical, gameplay, story. I don't know, sections in my reviews. Just putting them actually into a live stream, discussing it live with people, showing it to people, and afterwards having all that structure and all that information already in that live stream to make a shorter version. Don't know if you understand exactly where I want to go with that, but I will see if I I can do something like that. I would like to try, because I like the concept and I like everything that is efficient. That would be very efficient. So I'm kinda itching to see if that works. But we'll see. For now, I will stick with the drawing. This is definitely my main channel. The one I feel most comfortable with, the one I want to try it and grow. So this comes first. Leave PC to edit. I will leave this account on. Thank you very much. Yeah, just every PC you have in the household, just log in and watch the stream, and don't forget to give me the thumbs up and the subscription, because it doesn't cost anything. Time difference, yeah, it's difficult to decide the timing to upload the video. Yes, that's also uploading the video. I'm also not sure. Right now I'm uploading in pretty much exactly 3 hours from now, relatively speaking, so you know when, but always on Monday, and for a couple of times yet now also on Friday. I'm not sure if that makes that much sense though. I am thinking about actually publishing my videos around the same time I start the stream, but on the respective day. You know, that somehow makes sense, doesn't it? Because the people I get into my stream have time, or they would not make it to my stream. So it would be probably nicer for them to get also the videos around that time. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think in the end it is not a make or break decision. I was speaking with other content creators. I was very lucky that one of my portraits, Flinger Fu, I got in a bit more contact with him actually. He was telling me a little bit how he handled stuff and so on. And his advice for when to release is look at your audience and try to deliver it to them early in the morning. So about 8 a.m. their morning. So that is what he's doing, and he's doing that quite successfully. So but I think we as a small channel do not have that ironclad viewer base yet, and especially not in the analytics of YouTube. So I have only for every country that's watching me, I have about 2% is the biggest one, I think. So I cannot say, okay, all my viewers are from India or Pakistan, so I should deliver videos in their morning, or they are all Australian, so I should deliver videos in the Australian morning. So I just go with doing it regular for now, and I just decided, so I have it's my early afternoon when I release it, because I also then have a little bit more time to check again if everything is alright, to perhaps I have a bit more of a complex editing than perhaps some other art channels, so I always have to check for errors and mistakes also. Ooh, I want to draw in the eyelashes. How about you? That always also gives a little bit of character. I should read more. Same here, we go with midnight on our time because of our American audience. Yeah, that makes sense. How long do you usually take to finish most drawings? I have actually quite the regular time frame, and you can actually see it. You can actually see most of it on my channel in the live videos. It is 4 hours is the maximum, I would say, something about that. So between 3 and 4 hours usually, then I am finished. With this one I take quite some time, I notice, so this will be probably on the longer side, but it's usually something around 3 to 4 hours, more towards 3 hours. The editing actually takes more time with speaking and collecting. I do some stuff. I try to be funny in my time-lapse videos, so if you have not checked them out, give them a try. I try to make it entertaining, always to add something in addition to the art, so it gets a little bit more fun to watch. Because for a lot of people, 7 minutes just watching somebody draw. I know there are channels out there that have 50 minutes for the same piece. I try to get it more bite-sized and add a layer of entertainment that not everybody will love, but on top of that. So go check that out if you haven't so. Yeah, but that's the time I need. My work is much better when I'm not making the video, but when I started to make video, it doesn't match my taste. Yeah, that's always the case. It's also it's the distance to the. It's not really about the video you make. It is about the distance to the work and the piece. Right now I really like the nose area. But when we start the day after tomorrow, I will probably not be so kind to it anymore and tell you what all is wrong with it. It's just after you have a little bit of distance, you just start to see flaws. So I don't really tend to... I really decide on finishing something and say, okay, this is it. This was it. This I will not change it anymore. And then I don't do it. Then I don't change it anymore. That's when I scan it for the outro in my videos and stuff, and then that's it. I don't touch it anymore. And I am pretty comfortable with that. I know that a lot of artists, for them, this is the most difficult thing to say, okay, this piece is finished. For me, it's pretty... He could have also been an elf. He could not only be a dragon, he could also be an elf, especially in this... Right now, he looks like an elf, doesn't he? I have it on my TV, that's good. I had this time difference on... Well, it is what it is. We will manage. We release videos. People can watch videos whenever they want to, so... I'm actually surprised how many people are still looking into the live videos after it's not live anymore. If I had to draw in paint on camera, I would suck. I wonder if it's a nervous thing. It's just a... You get used to it. You really get used to it. I've drawn a lot of all the first videos are that I have done on my channel are offline drawings, and I also did one last week. They are just different. It's a different feel, but sometimes I got a little bit bored just drawing on myself. I really enjoy being able to talk to people while I'm drawing. So for me it was kind of a natural step to just try this, because I started with game streaming anyway, so I was a little bit used to that already. You probably should start with game streaming, because with your gaming videos you probably feel more comfortable with that. And then it would come all by itself. It is, of course, it is kind of a nervous thing. But to people starting new with this stuff, I always say, you're not risking anything. You can take it down if you really hate it, which you normally don't do. But you can keep that in the back of your mind, keeping you quiet and saying, okay, if it really is bad, I would just delete it. And the good thing is, if you start new, nobody watches it anyway. There will be one or two, perhaps close friends even, if at all, in your stream when you start to do it the first time. So it's not like just because you go online and stream an art video or a gaming video or anything on YouTube, suddenly all of YouTube has its eyes on you. Unfortunately, that's not how it works anyway. So it doesn't matter, and once you have realized that, it really does not matter if you are bad or not, if you're nervous, if it sucks. Look at big channels. I like, for example, very much Evan and Caitlin, and people love them. They have, I don't know, have they crossed the 1 million subs? I don't know. On their DIY channel, they're also doing gaming stuff. They're a little bit smaller there, but they're really big, and they goof around so much. they do stuff and they do not care if people think they look dumb or something. They are doing so strange stuff sometimes, which I also do not necessarily find funny, but it isn't. It's still somehow funny, and it's fun to watch, and it is okay to watch. People forgive a lot. And I admire people who are this free, not thinking, even if I don't love it. Sometimes they have these strange alien skits that, which for me are on the verge of being cringy, but I still admire them a lot for even doing that and feeling that free. I'm a bit envious of that feeling of freedom, but I have made big strides showing my face on camera, so I'm missing everything. I should not discuss every single one so in detail. You have to. I have missed probably. You're already gone, DM. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for watching. I have to try to stream my art, and it's hard to concentrate, but I don't think it's stressful for me at least. It's not for me, for example. I already said that also often. I am a very instinctual worker. I'm an instinctual drawer. I do not use techniques very much. I just do. And I think that helps a lot. If you have to concentrate on your art a lot, I would not stream me solving mathematical equations, for example. That would not work. Because I would have to concentrate so much. But all this talking, I'm concentrated more on the talking, which I should probably not say with all the rubbish I'm saying. It's probably not really smart. But I do not concentrate on my artwork right now. I do not really think about what I'm doing. That's also why I'm jumping. I just let my instincts take over and my just, oh, there's something missing, so let's go. I already, for example, forgot that I told you minutes ago I wanted to do the eyelashes, and now we will do the eyelashes, I think, before I have to you see, this is not dark enough in comparison, and that already again triggers something in me that wants to do that. So okay, I will now sharpen this one to have an actual tip, and then we will draw the eyelashes. And now again I'm talking about one message too much and I'm missing all the new ones. I'm sorry. Wait, I will catch up now. Why? Shakira, welcome back. Yeah, they asked for you. He does look like an elf, right? It's that long ago that I'm so sorry. I said that minutes ago. Thank you very much, Shakira, for saying that. Balance is restored now that you're back. I just have to go. Thank you very much for stopping by, Dr. Crow. I hope you will be back in the future. I will definitely check out your channel if you ideally leave some kind of comment or something. Just being in the live stream is a bit difficult sometimes to remember. I'm old, you know, I'm old. Okay, so eyebrows, right? These are not the eyebrows. Why am I doing this? Can somebody stop me? Okay, eyebrows. Not eyebrows. I'm talking about the eyelashes, not eyebrows. I'm sorry. I'm such a confuse. Okay, you do not really see the eyelashes at all in the bad quality picture that I have here. So we will invent them, because, as I always say, they are extremely important. Yes, I always say, draw what you see, not what you know. Something like the eyelashes are an exception. You know that they exist, and I see little smudges here for the lower ones. The lower ones actually have a little bit of a representation and a little bit of something that I can go with. But everybody knows there has to be eyelashes in the face. And if you do not even insinuate that they are there, it will look wrong? My God, if you look here, he has so long eyelashes. I hope those are actually what I see are eyelashes. Because if those are eyelashes and I draw them here, I have to draw them also a little bit longer here. I hope I'm not wrong. Crazy boy. Crazy boy has a lot of eyelashes. I am very envious of his eyelashes right now. You think they're real? I think they put them on there. Tell me they put them on there and I don't have to be jealous. They're probably digitally added. So now we will go in a little bit more detailed shading on this area, because there is quite a dark, the nose here is quite dark, and we still have to get that correctly represented in my version. He looks so young without that beard, and I have not added really any wrinkles and so on. Not that he really has that many to begin with, but I have not even added the ones that he has. Kind of feeling like I'm not helping it right now. Okay, I think I'm happy with that part now. I think we will move down a little bit in the mouth area now. Pin. I love pins. I also love puns. This was actually one of the movies from all the Marvel movies I watched that I really liked. You like all of them. Don't even try to tell me differently. You love them all. Benedict with an American accent is weird. But it works. It's not like some of them who try to sound like I don't know what, and I think he works with an English American accent. I did not think so, because I have not ever watched a single episode of Sherlock Holmes. So I'm drawing the light thingy at the bottom. If so, you going to use color? No, I am not, and no, I am not. I'm actually trying to. I will remove a couple of light sources. I will probably ignore this being lighter because of the light reflection, because I will not draw in this magic effect. It will not be visible at all in this. I think the mouse, but I think the mouse is underneath the template, so not that bad. Because you will not see anything of that magic effect in my version. You will not. I will have to remove that light source completely, so it does not look strange. Also, no pun intended. Because of that light source, though, I get the feeling that this side of the face I'm working on right now is a bit more homogeneously lighted, and I guess his cheekbone, which is quite prominent normally, is because of that a little bit hidden. And I would actually prefer to have a better reference shot for that, because if I remove the light source, I will have to somehow account for additional shadows. I'm not sure that I am capable of inventing those. So we do not even see this shadow line here that I have drawn on the here underneath the beard. I would just draw it in because it annoys me that it stops there. It will be covered by the beard anyway, but I need it for my own well-being right now. Boo? No color. No color. No color. No color. No color. I've watched some of the Sherlock and I saw him in Star Trek. It is weird hearing him like that, but he does pull it off. This is my stream. I steal all the jokes I can get. I need them. He does a really good job. I can't listen to Tom Holland though. He doesn't do it as well. Well, I think it's different if you are a native speaker. Even if your accent is another one. I think I myself forgive a lot more accents or issues with accents. Yes, also somebody like me heard that the accent of, what's his name? The one that also played a War Machine in Ocean's 11. That one was terrible, and even I could hear that. But I think we not native English speakers are a little bit more forgiving in that regard. We sometimes even don't hear it that good, that it is bad. For example, Tom Holland, I never thought, but I've heard that before, that his accent is not really perfect, but it's not like that's something that I notice. Even after people tell me, sometimes you know those things that you notice after people tell you, and you are eternally hating those people because of that, because they ruin something. For example, I for the life of me, did not have any issues with that digitally removed mustache of Superman in Justice League. I did not see that at all the first few times. I do not love that movie, but I see all those superhero movies a couple of times. And I think the first 2 times I did not really see it at all. Then somebody told me. And somebody that was really angry about that because they only saw that. And then I started to see it too. And I don't appreciate that. It's a bit boring right now. It will get more exciting with the eyebrows. We will definitely go for the eyebrows still today. And then of course with the beard. I give you my charity jokes. You don't have to give them, I take them. You know. Tom Holland is still a baby though, so he has time to change. Yesterday I read somewhere that they were thinking, I don't think that was real, but it would be quite interesting. They were thinking about turning Peter Parker bisexual. Yes, kind of chemistry with Deadpool in the comics. But that's more on Deadpool's part. That confused me. That there seemed to have been, so the Spider-Man actors seem to already have been lobbying for that, if I read that correctly. It was news to me. That would be a major thing. Okay, let's draw in the forehead. We will not draw in the hair shadow until we include also the hair, just for your information. So do not be alarmed. That's on purpose. But I'm giving you permission to take them. That makes it half the fun, you know. I don't like to have permission. And you know that takes half the fun, and that lowers the chances of me just taking them. You are manipulating me. Good woman, you are manipulating me. Also don't appreciate that. Still looks like that elf woman from that Legolas love interest strange thingy they invented for the Hobbit movies. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just not comic canon, so there will be a lot of... So it will be more difficult to decide if the people who will be against that are idiots because of it or not than it normally is in those cases. Because I can accept people saying I don't want that because that's not in the comics. There's nothing I can say anything against. So a little bit more difficult to say they are idiots. Yeah. I don't want your permission. Your permission steals my fun. I'm just giving you crap now, so I don't have to do when I watch the stream back and find out what you've been saying about me. Yeah, I know you won't watch it, so... I could say whatever I wanted to say. And now you have to watch it. Okay, how late is it? Oh, it's not that late, okay. Still, we will, for today, we will still draw a little bit of the forehead. We will, as I promised, put in the eyelashes, and I will actually think about, and this would be a first for a first stream, to introduce a little bit of the beard. Because honestly, for advertisement reasons, this does not yet really look that much like him. And I think it will get a lot more likeness with that. And if I put this on Instagram right now, not everybody will recognize who that is. And not so many people will care about it because they don't really see who that is. Same with Twitter and stuff, you know. I'm thinking to corporate right now, I think. This is a business. We need viewers. Out them all back when I'm playing Ark. Yeah, and then you'd miss all the stuff. I signed, I all my insults towards you I did in sign language, you know, so we'll not even notice them if you're playing Ark. I always love when the eyebrows come in, and that gives it again a little boost in terms of believability. Not an easy word. And it does not necessarily boost the recognizability. I think we will have to go a little bit darker though. Not necessarily today, but in the end we'll probably add another layer of darkness on the face, he said while already doing it. I tell you, I do not make the decisions. My hands do them, make them by themselves. It is a nice picture, it's still not him. So that is the issue I have with him. It's actually pretty nice looking shaded picture. Competently shaded. But it doesn't scream Benedict Cumberbatch. It gets closer to it, but it still doesn't really. Is there? It is not there. I'm thinking about the beard, but somehow I do not want to go there yet. Oh, Liana, welcome. I'm still at it. I'm just thinking about staying at it and add the beard. The good thing about the beard, there is no connection between beard and hair on his head, so we could do that now already. Do you want me to see drawing a beard right now, or do you think it's enough for today? Vote! Chat, vote! So, just joined Flinger service, and that may or may not have been the reason I was late. I can neither confirm nor deny. I could also join them, but Liana was actually on them. But I think they are just too active for my taste. I would just drop in and always be that level 10 weird uncle that comes to visit once in a while and nobody really has to say anything to them. So I don't wanna do the beard. Okay, at least two beard votes. The eyebrows definitely had right. They always do. They always take a picture out of that realm of being a weird alien. No, okay. Let's beard the beard. Then we will go for the outline of all the other stuff. A little bit just an outline so we know where to go next time. And then we're done for the day. So where will we will up until here. And then we will go here. And oh, I do not like this song. This song is so strange. I only joined yesterday and I'm over level 45. The people in there really gave me a hand. Yeah, that's also something. If you're a really big ARC player, I think that's completely fine. If you're casual like me, it's just overwhelming what people are doing. Even they are nice, I'm sure they are. They probably make you all this stuff, but I like to discover little stuff also by myself, so that's not what I want, I think. So I may not forget right now, this is important, that I already factored in the beard length. So in how deep the chin goes. So I cannot add it now just on the outline, because that would be wrong and give him a much longer chin. So those are the traps you can easily fall into if you already calculated stuff like hair into the outline and then just add the hair on it. So that's why it's actually a smart idea to do it today. I probably would have forgotten the day after tomorrow if I did not already factor in. This is also not a very big beard, so it is actually quite quickly drawn beard. Isn't he the most fittingly casted person of all the Marvel universe, cinematic universe? He just looks the part. It's just crazy how much he fits. All of them are fantastically casted, but this one still takes the cake for me. I'm trying to think about somebody who's better casted. I think Iron Man is definitely also there, if not a very close second. Robert Downey Jr. is just perfect as Tony Stark. Can't say anything about that. If somebody says Tony Stark is better cast, I wouldn't even argue. I would say, yeah, that is a valid opinion you can have. I think actually it is much more difficult to the discussion who is badly casted than who is a great casting choice, because they are all great casting choices. Is there anyone in the cinematic universe where you think that should have been casted differently? Perhaps not because you would love to have seen somebody else in that role, but just about talking about that person, specific person, was a bad choice. I'm catching up that other minutes. He is very fitting. It's because of how interesting his face is, how good he is at becoming a character. We totally believe he is Doctor Strange. Robert Downey Jr. is very good too. Yeah, exactly. But it's not. It's also just really the look. He looks amazingly like the original, if you can say a comic is the original. Yes, of course you can. Comics are amazing, but you know what I mean. He is such an fantastic choice for that character. When they announced him, it felt like, what do you say in English? German, you say like the scales of a fish. It fell from my eyes. It was so obvious. Somehow it still looks boring. I'm not sure why, but we will have to work on that another time. What we will do still today is get just a little bit more perps. That already helps. A little bit of context about hair size and stuff like that. Just the contours. Looks strange. So it fits. Sorry. The hair that falls into his face will also help a lot with getting this bit more believable, more natural. Especially actually with the shadows. If you add shadows to details like that, even if they are easy and obvious to add, it always gives you a lot of believability. So also for computer graphics, I think when self-shadowing of characters started, that was a big leap for graphical believability. Okay, so we have the neck, and we also, for good measures, will draw in the thingy. His cloak. Which, if you ask me, should get its own portrait. I love the cloak. Okay, I think that's probably it for today. Or the next stream will be quite short. I'm not 100% happy, but when am I? Something is bothering me. I'm not yet sure what. Perhaps I will be when I look at it for the next stream. We need somehow more imperfections, but there aren't many in the picture. Okay, let me start already with my little speech I always do at the end. I should pre-record that at some point. Just hit a button and the speech comes. Good looking man right there. But is it him? That's the big question. Okay, so I stream 2 times a week on the same portrait. So we will continue this on Thursday, the day after tomorrow, same time, same place. I would very much appreciate if you join me there too. If you are not subscribed yet, give me that subscription, give it to me. Doesn't cost you anything. And you won't miss the next episode. Thank you very much if you do so. I love spending time with you guys. And if you cannot really make all the long streams, which I totally understand, there is the time-lapse version of this portrait coming up next Monday. Just like this Monday, I released the time-lapse version of the last week's Venom streams. So if you have not watched that, check it out. They are different from the live stream, so you can, even if you have seen the live stream, you can watch those videos because they are short, and I try to add a little bit of entertainment in there too for your viewing pleasure. If you enjoy, please subscribe, give me that like. If you want to make me the happiest person on earth, spread the word, send out the link to other people. And that's the speech, I think. I very much appreciate each and every one of you. And it still boggles my mind that people are choosing to spend their time by watching me do this stuff. And that's all for today, I guess. Thank you very much. See you soon. Talk to you soon. You find me on a lot of different platforms, Twitter, Discord, and so on. Links in the video description of my time-lapse videos. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Shakira, for being there always. Thank you very much, Liana, too, for coming in. Thank you very much, Lainey and Lee, if you are still there in the background. Thank you very much for joining. It is ending. If you do not have anything exciting and important to add, this is the end of the stream. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later, and bye bye.